doing some calculating the night before we head back here, and it looks like we're going to try to do the same thing we did on the way here. We're going to try to avoid this route that bounces off of Atlanta. We're going to head across here. Of course, every time we add in chargers, it adds, you know, a charger in somewhere down here, and then wants us to kind of go down to Atlanta. So what we're going to do is we're going to just play this by ear. We're going to be going into Fountain Inn, South Carolina tomorrow. That is actually our first destination. Now, we could probably make it there without having the charge, but we also will need the charge to leave there to get home. So I think what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to do this cut through the mountains like we did the other day on our way here. And then once we get out to 85 here, which is this road, we're going to probably stop at either this charger here or this one up here, and then we'll have to swing over to Fountain Inn for our first little destination tomorrow. And I keep accidentally changing these, but anyway, yep. So as it is, it says that at 82% state of charge, we would get to Fountain Inn at 3%. So I definitely think that if we leave tomorrow at around 80%, we can comfortably get ourselves to one of these chargers here or here, and then we can make the swing over to Fountain Inn. And then that might actually be, now we'll probably have to stop one more time. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see again in the morning. All right, getting in the car this morning, getting our navigation here all set up. So once again, it's going to tell us the route down there, go there, do all these things, charge up, blah, blah, blah. We're going to hit remove charging stops, and we are going to hopefully let it cut us through here. And there we go, we could do that. And yep, and so it says that we'll get to Fountain Inn, which is our first destination today at 4%, but we will be stopping along the way. We'll wait till we get out to 85, and then I'll throw in a charger for us just to make sure we have plenty in the battery here. So actually, while we're here, let's go ahead and, so this is our Chattanooga and back, and then this is our Chattanooga. So let's reset this one today. So let's go back, hit reset, boom. So now we've reset that one, and this is good to go. As you can see, we're at 82% state of charge leaving here from Chattanooga from our hotel. And it's 57 degrees outside, it says. It actually feels a little chillier than that, but I think that might be right. Anyway, we're getting on the road, so we'll see you there. Barely made it out of the parking lot, and it's already telling us charging needed to reach destination, shows a negative 11%. But once again, we're not getting all the way to that destination. We will throw in our supercharger as we get closer and closer, because that's really what our goal is at that point. So we are just chilling up the on-ramp here, getting onto the highway. Gotta make a left up here.
Now turn left to take the Interstate 75 South ramp.
75 South is our direction. Here we go. There's so much construction here in Chattanooga. They are redoing these roads like crazy. So yeah, as you can see, there's just very weird on-ramps, off-ramps, and makeshift stops everywhere. It's pretty crazy, but all right, let's get on the road. Well, not sure when it happened, but we just got on the highway and realized we were going in the wrong direction, because it decided to change our route and start pushing us down towards Atlanta. So I just changed it back again to this route, which is what we wanted, but now we're going in the wrong direction. So now we have to go down the highway, make a U-turn, come back down 75. Ugh, I hate when that stuff happens. I didn't even see it until I started driving, and I was like, that seems a little weird. And I was wondering why the percentage was so far off all of a sudden. And that's because. All right, great. Let's get back on the road, the right direction. All right, well, that was a fun little morning snafu. So now we are heading in the proper direction to get to that road. So right now it says we're going to get the Fountain Inn at 3%, but once again, we're not stretching it all the way to Fountain Inn. We will be, now it's 4%. We will be stopping at a supercharger prior to that. It also says that charging is needed to reach destination. So it's giving us a couple different weird messages now, but no big deal. As you can see here, now it says stay below 55 to reach destination. So yeah, I guess it's going to recalculate as we keep going. But as you can see here, now we have the proper route through those mountains, kind of like what we did on the way here. That was a really nice route, a little more direct, prevents us from having to go out down to Atlanta and back up again. So we'll do that as our route, 4.5 hours to get there, and we'll stop at a supercharger, so it'll be more like probably 5 hours to get to Fountain Inn. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Back on the road in the right direction, and off we go. Alright everybody, you join us on the road. We are just, I don't know, 20 miles from the hotel from where we left. Unfortunately, we got a little bit circled around there. For some reason, I don't know why, I think it was as we were leaving the parking lot, it had recalculated and said that we weren't going to make it to Fountain Inn with a negative 11% state of charge on arrival. And I was like, that's weird how it just recalculated that all of a sudden as we were like pulling out. Turns out it completely redid the entire navigation map, and I didn't realize it until we started driving in the opposite direction. And so that was a little annoying, but other than that, we are now going in the right direction. And it says even at this point, we can get to Fountain Inn, which is the name of the town, at 3%. Now it's still yelling at us that we need charging in order to reach the destination. Now we're not going to go all the way to Fountain Inn. We're going to stop before then and hit a supercharger anyway, and then we'll stop at Fountain Inn and see my aunt and uncle who live in that area. So we're going to go over there and see them for a couple hours, and then we're going to be back on the road and heading home later this afternoon. And so that's the goal right now, is to get to their place for about lunchtime, and then we will kind of go from there. So yeah, on the road we go. And so we just spent the weekend in Chattanooga because we had a wedding to go to. A friend of ours, both friends of ours got married, and so it was a really nice wedding.
It was very nice.
Yeah, beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. Everything looked like it went pretty swimmingly, and you know, congrats to them on their new life together. So that's a fun time. We've been married forever, so. Yeah, anyway, so it's nice and open right now. The weather's pretty nice. It's pretty clear, 55 degrees. The sun's starting to come up. The roads are pretty much empty, which is nice. I wanted to get on the road and out of Chattanooga well before any type of traffic starts up. Though it is Sunday, I mean, it shouldn't be too trafficy out here on Sunday. There should be no commuters and whatnot. But yeah, so that's pretty much our goal, is to cut through the mountains again, just like we did on the way here. I like that much better than trying to go through Atlanta. Oh, everybody was talking about having to come through Atlanta at the wedding, and they're like, awful. No matter what time of the day you hit it, it's just awful. So the more we can avoid that, the better. All right, enough yakking here. Got anything you like to add?
No, I think that's about everything.
That's about everything?
For right now.
All right, cool. On the road.
just took a quick break from driving here just to take a look at this beautiful scenery here. Guess they have a dam here. Pretty interesting, the water coming down it right now though. At least it doesn't look like it. Very nice. Let's get back on the road. Looks like we got some pretty windy roads up ahead, so it's gonna be a little fun. So as you can see, we've made some headway here on our trip across the state. So now we're trying to get all the way over here, and it's still giving us these errors, charging needing to reach destination. You know, we're going to get there with 2%. So I don't know why it's freaking out all that much, but let's see now at this point if we put in the charger, if it will adjust the route properly, or keep the route the way it is, but adjust with just putting the charger in there. So if we go into here and we say we want to go to this charger, which is the one right onto 85 as we get back onto 85 again. Actually, I see this is coming in a little differently than it was the other day as well. But let's just say we want to go to that charger, which we should be able to make, because it says if we could get all the way over here with 2%, we should definitely be able to make it there. So let's see what it says when we do this. Okay, now it's throwing in this charger, which is still better. This is still a better solution than what it was telling us to do before, which was go all the way down and then come back up, and ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, so that looks like it's better now. So I think what we might do is, depending on how things go when we get off the highway, if we can make this charger, I think we should. If not, we'll just stop at this one in Fairplay, South Carolina. So we'll just have to play that by ear. But yeah, at least now it's not, you know, directing us back down to Atlanta to come back up and stuff. Like, that was just being ridiculous before. But all right, cool. So let's go ahead. We'll use that as our reference moving forward, and we'll see what happens when we get to the charger. And that's been our trip so far. So we're doing well. That's it. Really cool part of this trip, we are getting some, well, we're getting high right now. We've got some big elevation on this road right now, so we're just climbing up this mountain. It was really cool to see that there was, like, behind us a little bit was some road close signs that, you know, I guess if it gets really snowy or icy up here because of the elevation change, that they will close this pass. But yeah, we are really just climbing right now. May not be as easily seen by you on video, but we are just climbing and climbing. My ears are popping like crazy right now. And yeah, our elevation is really high right now. But yeah, it's really cool to see. Looks like we got a little bit more left to climb, and then we'll be going down the other side. So we'll be regenning all the way down. So we'll see what our percentage is. So right now we're at 37%. We'll see what we hit when we get to the top, and then we'll see what we hit when we get to the bottom. Really cool. Top of the hill, 34% state of charge. Let's see what we do on the way down. Well, we just had to stop and see this. Wow, look how gorgeous this is. So the top of the hill was just up there. Mountain, I should say. So now we'll be going back down the mountain. Over there. But this is just gorgeous. Let's get back down the mountain. 34% state of charge. So let's see what we gain on the way down. Here we go. Absolutely gorgeous driving roads right here. Just cutting down the mountainside through all these trees and paths. Just absolutely gorgeous. Love this. Utilizing the regenerative braking of the Tesla Model 3 here, and it is just so smooth and easy. Just one pedal all the way down the mountainside. That's why I love electric cars. And I'm so not used to doing this because, you know, where we live by the beach, there's almost hardly any elevation change. So very rarely do we get to utilize, you know, one pedal driving for elevation changes and obviously gaining regen back into the battery. I mean, we barely have hills where we live. So this is just really cool. So I think we're still going down the mountain just a little bit more. We started at the top of the mountain at 34% state of charge. We're at 36 at this point. And I think we're still losing elevation, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, this is just gorgeous. I'm so glad we came this way. What do you think of this mountain drive?
Yeah, it is beautiful. The scenery is nice. Nice fall weather.
The colors are changing. Yeah. Yeah, very true. We're going up a hill a little bit here. Let's see. Hitting the rumble strips a little bit. So nice. Oh, look at this turn. Oh, yeah. See, now we're going back up elevation a little bit. Let's take a look at the chart here. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we are pretty much done with that elevation change. So yeah, we gained a couple percent going down that hill. It wasn't a huge mountain, I mean, by any means, but it was pretty cool to kind of slalom up the mountain and then got to the top and got to look out and see everything. Just a lot of space out of there, a lot of trees. Really good to see. Look, all the leaves are falling. Really gonna turn you guys around. You guys should see this side. This is the side you should see. Look how beautiful this is. Leaves are falling. We got some people over here. They're probably out hiking or biking or doing something. And it's a beautiful, I guess this is a state park. What's that say? Oh, that's a recreation center, so that's really cool. Some people out with their dog today. This is just really, really nice. Join us for a few minutes on this drive back down the mountain here. Got a nice little left turn. Oh, there's a guy on his bike. Oh, look at these guys ripping it. They're all out for fun today. Awesome. It's like a mini Tail of the Dragon. Which one of these days I want to get there. I've still never been to Tail of the Dragon.
Where's that?
Tail of the Dragon is out in a couple different states, I believe. I think it's North Carolina. I think it goes through Tennessee. I'm not really sure 100% actually, but I'm sure people that are watching this right now could comment below and let us know where the Tail of the Dragon is. I'd have to look it up. But I've never been there, and would really love to go there and drive that road. Big enthusiast, car enthusiast road for sure. Alright, well, it looks like we are coming up to the end of this wonderful experience here driving this road, and appreciate you joining along with us and getting to see this with us. Look at the leaves falling, like being in a movie set. This guy's got his Airstream, nice. He's going camping. He's like, hell yeah, look at this weather. Awesome. 36% state of charge.
In 1,000 feet, bear left onto Highway 75 alternate.
Could we hit 37%? We got a little bit more elevation loss here. I don't think so. And there's those stop gates. This is the other side to stop people from going up.
Now bear left onto Highway 75 alternate.
All right, well, here we are, getting onto 75 alternate. All right, here we go. Thanks for joining us. This is so cool. Look at this little town. Wow, they really do it up here, don't they? Look at the bridge. They decorated the bridges.
Wow.
That is so cool. Decided to stop in Fairplay, South Carolina anyway, because we've been driving for quite a bit now, and we're both pretty much in need of a restroom. So we got about 33 miles before we get there, so it looks like we're going to get there with about 18% state of charge. I'll see if I can change that a little bit, try to get it a little bit lower. We're finally onto a road that's a proper 65 mile an hour speed limit, so we are starting to cruise now. Hopefully we can stay on something like this for a while. As you can see here, we do have some turns to make. No straight highways around here, that's for sure. So once we get out to 85, which is that right there, we'll be able to hopefully run up to Fairplay and then get the car charged up at this version 3, and then back on the road to have some lunch at my aunt and uncle's house in Fountain Inn. Looking forward to it. As we're getting closer to this version 3 supercharger, just about 8 miles, a little less, 7.5 miles. You can see we're just preconditioning the battery so we can get our fastest charging speeds. It's still, it's pretty warm out now, 73 degrees. It's warmed up quite a bit. We were stuck in the 50s most of the time through the mountains there, but yeah, we're starting to warm up now. Car's starting to get warmed up for the charging session in about 10 minutes. And yeah, we'll get back on the road after that charging session and go get some lunch. I'm hungry. Wow, what a confusing supercharger to get to. You have to like come off the highway and do this weird thing. I ended up having to make a U-turn, go around. It was ridiculous. Anyway, 183 miles to get here, a little bit more because of, you know, our little mishap this morning, but no big deal. 245 watt-hour per mile because most of it was pretty slow going. So we are at Fairplay. We don't need to charge up here very much to get to Fountain Inn, but we do have to charge up enough for the rest of the day. So let's go ahead, get this plugged in, see some of our charging speeds here, and then we'll be able to hopefully get all the way to Fountain Inn. Let's see how this looks real quick. Let's do north up, please. Thank you. So we'd have to travel all the way across there, up 85 into Greenville, around, and then to Fountain Inn. That's right over here. So that looks like it is about 60 miles. So let's call it about 1 hour to get there. So it means we'll be there about 12:30 if we were to leave right now. But we got to charge up for a little bit. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to charge up to, I don't know, probably about 80% or so. Try to deep charge here, so this way when we get there, we can leave and get some road under us before we have to stop a second time today, because we will need to stop a second time. Looks like we're just over 200 kilowatts right now charging up, which is, oh, there we go, 213, not too bad. We're already at 20%, so we're not going to hit that 250 so much. When I was looking at this number before, it was down to 3, saying that there was only 3 stalls available. When I got here, there was only 3 cars here. Now there's a 4th car. Technically, there's 5 if you add me. But yeah, it's a pretty nice stop. At least you have this little travel center here. You can go in there. We're going to use the restrooms in a second here. And then, yeah, do your thing and then get back on the road. But it's a big truck stop. And like I said, getting off of... Oh, look at that Corvette over there. Oh, no, the truck out of the way. But, yeah, a pain in the neck to get off the highway to get to this particular supercharger. But, oh, he's got a couple things on that trailer. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, that looks so awesome. I love it. Anyway, let's go inside. We're going to go to the bathroom, and then we're going to come back to the car, get back on the road, and off we go to our next stop. So I just put in where we need to go for to get to Fountain Inn here. And as you can see, we do have this option to kind of cut through a little bit here, as opposed to going up and around Greenville, which I'm thinking we're going to do this cut through only because this can get really busy up here. And even though it's claiming that it will be faster to do that, I think I'm willing to accept the slight delay, if there is a delay, and go this route here. So I think what I'm going to do, I think we're actually going to take... Let's do this one. Boom. Let's try that route. That one looks pretty good. But anyway, we're up to 70% state of charge already. It says we're going to get there with about 53% to their house. So we got plenty to go. And then we'll just leave their place, and then we'll start heading home, which will be, we can stop in Columbia and charge there. That will give us enough to get home easily. Or we can continue to go and, you know, probably stop in, where am I looking? We're over here. Florence would be the next option. If we wanted to stop there, we either have the version 2 at the mall or the version 3 at the Buc-ee's, which is probably going to be pretty... I know, Buc-ee's gets so busy, especially in the middle of a day on a weekend. So either we'll stop at Columbia, or we could stop at that version 2 in Florence, which is at the mall. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And actually, depending on what time we hit that, it might not be a bad time to actually do dinner. So maybe that Florence version 2 at the food court there might not be a bad idea. Anyway, I think that's where we're at. So let's go ahead, get back on the road. I think we're good. 71%. I'm hungry. Let's get some lunch, and let's get back on the road. All right, 72% is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and unplug, get out of here. Button. There we go. Up in the holster. Back in the car. Off we go. coming up for our first destination for today. I drove by a Subway that I remembered because quite a few years ago, when me and my buddy Clayton picked up his car out in Atlanta, we actually ended up somehow in this town, Fountain in South Carolina. And I remember because we drove out to basically the suburbs of Atlanta, and it was snowing. Like literally we had snow. And then when we picked up his car, we came back. We had to basically drive through what all that snowstorm was. And so it was really funny because I was like, I've been here. How come I was here before? But then it dawned on me. It took me a few minutes to figure out how we're here. How I was here, at least. But anyway, that was kind of funny. All right, so we are here, and we're gonna get some food. So, all right, we'll check back in with you once we are ready to get back on the road. All right, well, it's about 20 after 3. We're getting back here on the road. Had an awesome meatball sub.
Yes.
For lunch. So we are recharged ourselves, and the car is currently at 54% state of charge. Sorry for the loud HVAC noise. We're just cooling down the cabin here while we get back on the road. So we are traveling to, the car is suggesting Columbia. So I guess we'll just stop in Columbia. It says we'll get there with, well, now it says 26%. It said 17 a second ago. So I don't know, maybe we will stretch it to Florence, or maybe, ooh, some horses over there. Or maybe we'll just stop in Columbia anyway. What's at that Columbia charger? Was it a McDonald's?
I think so, I don't remember.
But it says we're only gonna get there at 4:30. So that's not very far.
No.
Huh. Alright, we're gonna play with the map and see what we can come up with. And then we'll go from there. Getting our first notification for preconditioning here as we are about just under 6 miles from the charger in Columbia. We decided to stick with the Columbia charger just due to, well, I don't think we would have been comfortably able to get to Florence, to be honest with you. So we're going to Columbia, and that'll be our last stop for this trip. We'll be able to get home from Columbia, and that'll be it. So car's running really good, getting through the state of South Carolina here. We got to get all the way to the coast. Currently getting about 4 miles per kilowatt hour, or 249 watt hour per mile. Wow, watt hour per mile on this trip back from Chattanooga as of this morning. So running real good. Doing pretty well so far. So since our last charge, we got 253 watt hour per mile, so quite a bit, almost 4 miles per kilowatt hour. That's not all highway though, so we can't really count that too well. But here we are at Columbia, so this is very much a familiar charger for many of my viewers, because we come here quite a bit anytime we are going westbound. Well, pretty much we're always going westbound because we live at the ocean. So yeah. But anyway, we are here now, and once again, we're going to be plugging into this version 3 and getting, hopefully, about maybe 200 kilowatts. We did have that preconditioning message pop up on the screen for a short while there, then it shut off a couple miles before our exit. So hopefully we'll get some pretty decent charging here, and we do have a bit of a stretch, because this is actually pretty far from home here. As you can see, it's about about 3 hours to get home from Columbia. So a little bit of a trip, but overall it's going to be pretty good. And here we are getting about 200 and, well, just about 240 something a second ago. Now it's tapering down already. And yeah, so we'll be here for just a few minutes, and then we'll be back on the road. Looks like we had a little bit of a casualty. A little bit of a chip in the windshield. Thankfully, it didn't crack or cause any, you know, didn't spider web out or anything. But man, that was a large thunk when it hit the car. Oof. I thought for sure we were gonna have to put a new windshield on this car. All right, well, anyway, let's look at what we're looking at here for our trip. It says 3 more minutes, 2 more minutes. We only have to go 168 miles. So really, yeah, I could see that. 75% would be more than enough, I guess. We're actually not even going to be doing a lot of highway, you know, based on that. That's not like a direct highway, unfortunately. There's a lot of back roads. So yeah, really not too bad as far as what we're going to need. We could probably leave right now and be fine, but we'll get home with a little bit extra buffer. Doesn't hurt to have it, and yeah, we'll go from there. In fact, if we look at the map here, let's do that. You can see down here it says we're going to get home with 13% right now. So yeah, I don't think we really have a reason to stay here much longer. We'll let the cabin cool down for a few minutes to pull that from the charger, and then we'll get on the road. All right, just hit 74%, and it's yelling at us that we can get going. So let's go ahead, get this car unplugged, and get home. And get home. There we go. On the road. Everybody, well, we made it home about almost 7:30 at night. Not too bad considering that we took like a 2.5 hour lunch break there at my aunt and uncle's house. It was really nice of them to have us over for lunch, and we got home at 10%, which is pretty close to what they were estimating we would get home with. So that was really good to see. If you're interested, here's some numbers for the current drive since our last charge, and then the Chattanooga, which we'll go over here. So 480 miles today is what we covered. 122 kilowatt hours of energy was used, and about 4 miles per kilowatt hour, or 254 watt hour per mile. Really, really efficient, and honestly, just really consistent this car is. Even if you're doing like 70 miles an hour versus like 55, you're getting right around that 4 miles per kilowatt hour. This bottom one here, 1,002 miles is what we've driven in total since we left our house Friday morning, this being Sunday night. A total of 255 kilowatt hours was used between those 3 days roughly, and an average energy usage of, guess what, 254 watt hours per mile. I mean, I don't know how you could be any more consistent about that. All right, everybody, we are back from our road trip out to Chattanooga, Tennessee in the Tesla Model 3 Performance. Once again, this car showing how well it works for a lot of different things, for charging, for road tripping, you know, just comfortability. I mean, I really feel pretty good after driving most of the day today. So yeah, but we had a great time out in Chattanooga and had an awesome time at the wedding. It was really nice to see that couple finally get married.
Yeah.
And yeah, so big thanks out to them for inviting us to the wedding. Our friends Kevin and Caitlin there finally tied the knot. And oh, looks like our flashlight is oh, look at that.
The battery is so low in my phone.
There we go. So yeah, big thanks to them for having us out to their wedding, and congratulations again for your marriage. I think that's fantastic, and we're looking forward to further adventures in the future. So
Yes.
but yeah, anything else you want to add to this video?
It was a long day.
It's a long day. That's why I'm rambling a little bit. I'm a bit tired.
I think we're both tired.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, as always, we'd like to thank you very much for watching these road trip episodes. We love taking road trips, and we love taking you along with us, and we saw some gorgeous, gorgeous views on the way there, but especially on the way back today. Just so much of this country that you don't get to see by flying, and you can experience it just by getting in your car and driving just you know, a few hours from home, and seeing some of the different, you know, parts of the different country. How you could go from being, you know, here at the beach to up in the mountains in just a few hours, and experiencing, well, basically fall, because we don't really get the color change here, but
No.
we got to see some of the beautiful sights, beautiful elevation views. Another thing we don't have here, and we enjoy this stuff, and we like to thank all of you for joining us with these trips and watching them, and we appreciate you, especially if you're still watching now, watching it all to the end. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, make sure you share the channel out with your friends. Let's make tech motoring as big as it could possibly get. I'm really looking forward to the future of this channel. Anyway, anything else? That's it. We're done. We're toasted. We got to get to bed or something. Thanks everybody again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And remember, welcome to the future.
And welcome to Tech Motoring.
We're tired. Have a good one, everybody.